friends, welcome to Briggy Space. This morning, this afternoon, this evening, depending on your time zone. I welcome each and every one of you. I'm so glad that you are here to share your ideas, to share your knowledge with Biafrans. Thank you so very much. Let us use this moment to appreciate our leaders. And then before that, please, if you have not shared the space, kindly do that. My account has been it has been under attack for some time now. Restricting viewers and those that can join the Zoom. So if there's anything that you can with that Zoom, the space, sorry about that. So if there's anything you can do to link up people or connect them to know what is happening, please kindly do so. Yeah, that is the situation right now, and there is nothing we can do about that. We have to continue to preach the gospel. Ndewo everybody, ndewo. We thank you, our leaders, Onyendu and our Prime Minister. We love them so much, and we pray that God, in His infinite mercy, will do what no man can do and release them to be with us soon. They have shown us the way, so it's left for us now to grow using the templates that they've given to us. They need to see growth in us. You know, my people say that when things happen, you say it's like God's hand is in it. Our leaders want to see if we can practicalize what they have taught us. So that is why I feel so sorry for those that are sitting on the bench waiting for Onyendu to be released before they continue to fund their freedom. Waiting for our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa to be released before they continue to fund their freedom. I don't understand. So it means they've been wasting their time, they've been wasting their resources, they've been wasting their energy educating you, Efulefus. When Onyendu was kidnapped, our Prime Minister took it up. He did not wait for him, neither did he take any instructions from him, from the detention. He did not do that because he understood why he was kidnapped. And you all know the reason why Onyendu was kidnapped, so that Biafra will end. If you are sitting on the fence and you are not supporting your freedom, that means you are working with the Nigerian terrorist government, with their agenda, so that Biafra will end. But we have a bad news for you. Nothing will ever end the freedom of Biafrans. Enough is enough. And our Prime Minister now has been sentenced as well. You know why he was sentenced. The same aim and objective with Onyendu. Finland, colluding with the terrorist country Nigeria, did the same thing to our Prime Minister. Do you think our Prime Minister expects us to fold our hands until he comes out? No, he showed us the way. He showed us that we don't need to wait for our leaders who are in the detention before we can continue to fight for our freedom. We are learning from what he taught us, and we will not take instructions from him in the detention. It's a fact, debatable, contestable. You see? So he cannot be a lion and we resemble a goat. No, we have to resemble our leaders who are lions. They are in the war front. So we cannot fold our hands, we cannot close our website, we cannot end our defense back home because our Prime Minister has been detained, our Onyendu has been detained. They have finished their job to the best of my knowledge, because when they are coming out, they are coming into Biafra directly. Hey yo, they are not coming out to use microphones again and speak and host program here and there. No. As they are coming out, they will step their foot in Biafra land. So if you are sitting on the fence, you think or you feel that until they come out before you continue, you are the biggest fool ever. No matter your qualification, no matter what is attached to your names, it's clearly shown that you bought your certificate and your title. You don't deserve it. Yes, you don't deserve it. All those fake professors looking for a way to grab people, pulling them to their, false foundation, false gathering. You are a foolish person. That is the right word that suits you. So we thank our leaders so much, and we are telling them, those of us in Brigi, we are telling them, energizing them, whispering into their ears that we are here, Gidigban. Nothing can shift our goalpost. Once we kick that ball, it will enter and destroy Nigeria. That is our target, and we get our freedom. Thank you, our APM, the Punisher, the man who has dropped sentiment aside and is so focused in getting us Biafra. A man who doesn't sleep, like we all sleep, maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, 6 hours, and we wake up yawning. The first thing is to take a cup of coffee. This man, when he just gets up from the bed, is to brushing up straight ahead to Washington, D.C. Maybe he will have his lunch or breakfast over there. He has determined to get us Biafra. What are you doing to support him and to support your freedom? We thank him so much. He has not given up. We thank our information minister, the man who dissects information for us to understand. Our Kokondem. We salute you, sir, wherever you are. God bless you, and may God continue to fill you with wisdom to educate Biafrans and hold that department very strong, because that is the backbone of BRIG. So many people are eyeing that department. So many people are eyeing our information minister. They are regretting, why didn't we get on it? But you know what? You cannot pull light away from its stand. That is why the sun does not move. It gives light. You see? So he is the light. And we are here to support him. Thank you so much, Baba. Our shield, we thank you. We thank our chief of joint staff. Hey, chief of Oluwa. Hey, I want to remember the title of our success. So I don't want to call him success. Yes, we welcome our chairman, joint chief of defense staff. We thank him because, hey, if Ngozi has succeeded to buy our chairman joint chief of defense staff, what would have happened today? This one that we are doing, babbling here, right, left, center. What do you think would have happened? You saw what Ngozi did from the stage on that same day that our redeclaration program started. He suspended our chairman, joint chief of defense staff, because he refused to sell his conscience to the Fulani woman. We salute you for holding the defense team together. Our Igwe Butuzo, we salute you, and all your commanders, and all the cavalry that you have. We are here, and we will continue to be here. So far as you have guaranteed us, you will not back down. We have guaranteed you. We will do everything possible, because we need this freedom more than you. You can survive without us, but we cannot survive without our defense. Thank you for being our shield. Thank you for being our guardian angels. And may the spirit of our veterans that have died, who fought this war from 1966 to 1970 and are still fighting, falling off the way, may they come together and give you support, so that you learn new skills and our enemies will not see you in that forest that you are staying. He say. I thank all the cabinet members here that have joined and those that will join later. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you, our listeners. Obi Chicago, I can see you. Medi Ekomdo. Please share the space if you have not shared the space. The attack is too much in my X handle. Because share the space. Maybe people will see the notification from your side. Totiville, Ndewo Ekomdo. Simon Ekpa, One Media Ekomdo. Frank, say I be Diana woman, so I must greet you with my dialect. Now everybody is speaking Ekomdo. No! Ekomdo Nlewemo, CEO Ekomdo, Emmanuel Esen, Ekomdo, I gave you mic and internet kicked you out again. Ekomdo Isi, Nsidede, Ugaimba,
Keep
I'll
sharing.
send
Keep
co-host to
sharing.
you. I don't know if you will stay long. Ekomdo. Oluchukwu Ekomdo. This is
Keep
Afam,
sharing.
the man with the
Don't like what
baritone
you are
voice.
in.
Ekomdo Medi. Vincent Ekomdo
I
Medi.
text
O.
you. It's
AK
you.
Jos Ekomdo Medi. Oscar
If I see
Ekomdo. Freedom no. Ecos no.
stop this one.
Log Ekomdo
I
no.
see you in
Sam
the comment section.
NZ Ekomdo no.
What
Chidi
your
Ebere
group never
Ekomdo.
behave.
Chivo Ekomdo. Ona Ekomdo nnọọ kpụpụrụ emedio. Please share the space if you are just joining.
Share. Go
Yeah.
and grab the mic
So
and speak.
today is
Everybody, our leader,
23rd
advise
December
you to be our leader.
2025. We thank God for the gift of life. We
Facebook,
thank Him for being on our side.
TikTok, Ndojo.
And our Onyendu has sealed it for us with prayers.
Biafra
Thank you
is
so
here.
much. I will need a co-host, please. You know how the
Hey,
internet
well, from
behave. Please, if you
Facebook,
stay
see
longer,
everybody.
highest 3 hours, this space will end. So please identify if you stay longer
Fulani
by
terrorists are
requesting for
trying.
a mic.
Why are you
Okay.
not with your people?
Emmanuel, I'll send it to you now. And
Our
our
leader is here.
housekeeping rule remains the
That
same.
you
I love
put your hand
announcing it
here.
because even if you attend
Let
Congress
your sister
10 times in
find
a
the
day,
criminal.
they will always remind you of the
Hiding.
housekeeping rules. Not that they are strict, but they want
Go
everything
and
to
create more accounts.
run smoothly
Track get down.
and avoid distractions.
Biafra
Yes, we have to be very, very civil.
your brain.
Everybody's submission and opinion is very, very important. Do not
Why are you not
attack anyone. Do not counter whatever someone says.
Musa
Stick to your own and do not pick mic and repeat what some other person have said. Generate your own ideas and come and teach Biafrans. We don't want copy and paste. Yes, that is why I always schedule my space a day before, so that when you pick the mic, you will have what to educate Biafrans. Don't do copy and paste. Yes, so very, very important. We need ideas now. We need a lot of creativity. We need a lot of information because our people right now, would I use the words that they are confused? Especially those that don't know that Biafran freedom is still in a moving trend. That it did not stop because Onyendu was detained. It did not stop because Simon Ekpa, Prime Minister, was detained. We are still on it. And until we get it, we will not back down. So they don't know. They don't know that we are still moving. So that is our job. Once you research, I research, everybody puts the ideas together, you will see how the space will be. I will start. I will start. Um, then I think there will be some questions in between. When you pick your mic, please just go straight to the question and you will have 5 minutes. Yes, you will have 5 minutes. Why do I put 5 minutes? Because I have noticed that after 5 minutes, people keep on repeating the same thing over and over and over, and it becomes boring. So it means you have to prepare very well. We don't want lots of repetition that does not make sense. It ends up wasting time, and people that want to contribute may not have that time again because you are repeating. So once you have your 5 minutes, please you stick to that. Be prepared. Were you here in the space yesterday? I don't know how many of you attended Veteran Dragon 2 space yesterday. He was fully prepared, loaded. Serious lectures here yesterday. Hey, I wish you would host the space again. Dalu, Biafrans. Dalu. So the topic says, if your mother ties 2 rappers, you are a Biafran, not a Nigerian. And before I start the topic, I will pass my mic to my co-host to say good morning, good afternoon, good night, good evening to Biafrans and those that will listen later. Emmanuel, gba mic do. Emmanuel, are you there? Hello? Hey, my co-host is missing in action. Oh. Maybe internet has kicked him out. Please, I need assistance before this internet will throw us off balance. I can't hear you, Emmanuel. Okay, Toti, I'll send to you as well. I think it's from me. I don't know. Yeah, I'll send now. I've sent it, Toti. Thank you. We cannot hear Emmanuel. Emmanuel, we cannot hear you. Okay. Toti, no, come do. Yeah, greet the house before we start. Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, tutors, am I coming up now?
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, tutors. Thank you for hosting us today. And then my greetings and salutations goes to our supreme leader, our internal leader, and also our prime minister, and then most importantly to our acting prime minister, who is the current acting prime minister of the government in exile. And I want to salute every one of us here, all Biafrans that have taken out their time to grace this space today. I say, may Chukwuka Biafra continue to bless every one of us. And please, if you know that you have not shared the space, please share it again. Even though if you have set a reminder before for the space, it's also very imperative that you share it again once the space starts, because you know all the did before when this space was scheduled, the space might have gone down. So it's very imperative when the space start like this, even though you have set a reminder for the space before, it's very imperative that you share it again so other people out there uh, be able to join us. And so thank you very much, Antipas, for hosting. I leave my mind. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toti, for your greetings to the house. Nsi, the mic is yours. Kindly greet the house before we start. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Um, Tutos, thank you very much for bringing us together again. And Toti, that was a good one. Thank you. So nice being here with you again today, too. And to all Biafrans, I say thank you very much for joining this space. Without you, this space will not hold because we cannot just come here and talk to, you know, to ghosts, but because you're here, that makes it possible. So I want to say thank you very much for joining. Just like my co-hosts have said already, please, if you not share this space, try and do that so that can prompt other people to join as well. So we really, really appreciate every one of us being here. And please, let's bring in our contributions and let's make it kind of interactive one so we can all learn from each other. So that will, yeah, make it very, very interesting as we learn from each other. And I remember Tutor started something the other time about donation anytime we're on space like this. If we can do that too, that is if we can, that will go a long way too. Once more, I appreciate everyone for joining. Thank you very much. And God bless you. Okay, I think our host is still doing one or two things, probably trying to refresh. Maybe I'll quickly seize a few minutes to just welcome everybody while she's still doing that. Frank, I want to say welcome. Emmanuel Essien, welcome. Our dear sister Obi Chicago, well, I can see you. Thank you for joining the space this morning. Our brother Daniel, thank you very much for being here. Simon Ekpa one, Biafra Media. I see all you do. Thank you so very much. Please keep the fire burning. EC, thank you for being here. Chidi Bere Biafra, thank you. We really appreciate you for coming out. Uh,
Hey, butuo the space. Attack it too much. Man, I guess what? We are winning them. Now we not be them. We are winning. NNAMDI KANU. NNAMDI KANU. We love you. Kaike nebeno Kanu. NNAMDI KANU. NNAMDI KANU. Ohamadike Biafra. NNAMDI KANU. NNAMDI KANU. We love you. Ka anyị weta ihe ndị ọzọ tịrị ha bidokwa. Ka anyị weta woto ka ụnụ na-egelugodi before. Anyị dị asị ndo ihe ọ sọrọ ha na-eme. Here. Today, no be today back in day nyash. Abụghị tata. Anyị dị asị ndo. Yes na. Yes na. Anyị dị asị ndo ka anyị kọọlụ jingle.
Europe continental bloc of Biafra Republic government in exile calling. You're cordially invited to the end-of-year gathering of the European continent, one of its kind in the history of Biafra freedom movement.
Yes, date is 31st December 2025 night, according to Biafra time, on Zoom online. It will run from 31st December night until the early hours of 1st January 2026.
Featuring special song for Biafra, recitation, poem, talk, and lecture. It's a time to sit on a round table, unwind, and learn from one another. So, if you intend to present any of the above-mentioned varieties, please reach out to the European Rep, His Academic Highness, or the Assistant European Rep, Mazi Okachukwu Owo. The earlier, the better.
Special invitees, country reps, continental reps, Homeland de facto government rep, Homeland State reps, the Chief of Staff, Mazi Amobi, alias Minister Snow, Head of Homeland Defence, Minister Success, Honourable Minister of Information, Mazi Sunny Akparawa, and our Acting Prime Minister, Mazi Ogachukwu Nkere.
Please keep a date with us. Mark it on your calendar so you don't forget. You're highly invited and welcome in advance. We're looking forward to seeing you. Be there.
Yes, Habiana. They are back. Habiana back. Before Habayacha. Gekwanti ọzọ. Yes, so. Gekwanti ọzọ ka anyị nabata awa woto gallant. Our men are doing the great thing. We are not giving up. Ihe ọsọrọ ha na-eme anyị karịrị akarị. Anyị jizu na mkpụrụ njọkọ. You cannot stop the rising sun. Inwe ike ime here. Inwe ike ya. You cannot. Imeni here. I
know they have recorded the corpses that are here at the mortuary. But when the corpses are in the grave,
this thing is in your village. What will
2 or 3 will be open. And I want the world to know we are not putting empty coffee in the ground. I challenge Shegumi.
It has no empty coffee.
Let us see.
Oh, yeah,
Nigerian government have already handed us over to terrorists by saying there's no genocide. So now the terrorists are busting. So they are really working to send more of us in the grave.
God forbid.
They have gone to America through Ribado, the NSA, with their team to water down that there is no genocide so that they will continue to kill us in silence.
And I
know the world is not stupid or coward. They will say they don't know what is happening. Rather, the Nigerian government, Ribado and his team, they look stupid before the whole world.
Yes.
Coward.
Yes, sir.
I'm praying the day that I will come face to face with Ribado. Even in the midst of crowd, I will challenge him openly.
Yes, sir.
And God is going to give me that day that will come face to face.
Amen.
Reno Amokori, he also said there is no genocide. Secretary to the federal government,
Afonja,
Akume, we spoke before. He was telling me how good the government is. And he's a Christian. I said, stop with your long talk. I want to ask you one question. Secretary to the federal government. Do you believe there's genocide? He said, no. I said, what do you say? He said, there's no genocide. I said, you are a coward. Then he starts saying, network. Doesn't want me to hear.
Who animals?
Akuma will finish his tenure. He will come and meet us on the ground.
Yes.
He will meet us in Benue.
Yes.
Either at the wedding ground or burial ground. Face each other. Hello? Hi. I saw News Central are here. God bless you.
This is your village.
Channel is here. God bless you. Other network are here. God bless you.
God bless you as you are sharing. I see everybody.
I'm here in Nigeria.
And Facebook and YouTube.
This burial, by the power of God Almighty,
imagine this
is going to reach Rome. As I'm talking, there's a connection into White House. Then they will be able to read what Ribado National Security Advisor gave to them, whether it is true or not. Today, I am begging you in the name of Jesus Christ. I tell my president is here, my vice president is here. My president is here, is in person of
thank you for
vice who represented.
sharing it. Wide world.
Thank you for coming, honoring this place. You were there
Washington.
in Bindi.
Support Biafra security.
You perform everything, and today you are here with us. The whole church is with us. My president said, he said they have function in Zamko with the general secretary of the church. All of them are there. And I thank you. The area commander, you are here. God bless you. Local government chairman, God be with you. God will continue to sustain you. I thank God, my brother as heir. All of Jamfulani and my representative, former House of Assembly member. His name I just keep my about mentioning. Then I thank God that my manager, the manager of riders, is here. I can see also, we give God the glory. Our House of Assembly member is also here. Dixon, God bless you. Be with you. And the rest that I could not mention, especially Honorable, they covered it. I saw him. Honorable Giwa is here. Thank you, sir. God bless you for coming, for identifying yourself with us. I really praise you. There are others, and I have to say I'm very sorry to follow the crop rule. The Secretary Khan, Plateau State, we are going to have a world conference. And by the power of God, we'll present it today. When we call for that world conference, all the message, those that we are sent to come, they corner them at Abuja. And when I spoke in the national television of one house in Abuja, I was on my way to Benue. They heard that I was in Abuja. They invited me. As the new central of Lagos, I was there in Lagos. And let me tell you something. I will not stop selling the truth. Telling the truth. It's only the truth that can save us.
Don't worry, I will track him. He's a Fulani. Oh, so he gets
Choose death
I will track him.
by saying the truth.
No, we're not
And
Fulani.
look at the truth. This is the message that I'm doing. There's no any preaching again.
Hold on, let me see if I can get go back. Okay, let me bring them back. Yes, they have started again. There. Yes, I think there.
No matter how cheap that your blouse is, you will wear it because that is the only thing that can complement with the wrapper.
Okay.
The two wrappers that we are talking about here. And please, if you have that lecture that Awonyendu made reference to, that if your mother ties two wrappers and you are a Biafran, please, if you have it, let me know, and then I will give you the mic to play if you have it. So in this night space, we are going to understand some things before we even go to that wrapper setting. Don't feel that today's space is about talking about wrapper. No. It's not only going to be about wrapper. When you pick my begin to say, oh, my mother tie two wrapper, oh, I may be no. We have a lot to learn and connect it to these two wrappers that we are talking about. You see? So we will understand the systematic criminality embedded in Nigeria structure through the Skipper Super Tanker case that happened. The news is out there. We are going to connect it because it is about oil. And where is this oil coming from? It's coming from Biafra land. And then we will connect the historical genocide to present day economic extraction that is happening, which is that our oil now. You see? And we'll recognize the pattern of international silence and the selective justice. We'll just chip in something from there. You see? And then we commit to concrete action towards Biafra self-determination, which will involve our funding, the need for funding, because all that we are saying, or we will say, without funding, we have not started anything.
YouTube.
So that is the structure of the space today.
Thank you on the TikTok. Thank you.
I think we are ready. When others join, we've already laid the foundation, how the space will run and all that, our guidelines and everything. So now, before we go deep tonight into our topic, I need you to understand something about this space and about this title today. So when I say, if your mother tied two wrappers, I'm not talking about fashion. No. I am not talking about culture in the, would I say, celebratory sense. No. I am talking about survival. I am talking about survival. Many of our mothers tied two wrappers because one wrapper could not protect a body that had not eaten.
Take a screenshot. Screenshot this.
Yeah. Are you seeing where I'm coming from? So it's not about, oh, my mother tied 2 wrappers, I am a bad. No. The 2 wrappers that they are tying signifies hunger that happened in our land. Yes. 1 wrapper could not protect a body that had not eaten. So the only way they could support it was to make it 2 wrappers. Because hunger was not occasional, it was constant to our mothers in those days. Because dignity had to be preserved even when food was gone. So they had to support themselves, they have to support their body, they have to protect their body by adding the 2nd wrapper. You see? So that experience did not come from Nigeria as a nation. It came from something much more specific. It came from a people who were deliberately starved, a people who were deliberately silenced, a people who were told to forget about their history, a people who they told to forget about their culture. So it did not come from Nigeria as a nation, no. No, it did not. Please, as you are joining, kindly share the space so that others will get the notification. Again, okay. Space is down again.
Right?
Oh, can you hear me?
Yes, we are hearing you. We are hearing you. Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
People in Facebook, are you hearing? In the Facebook now.
Please, can anybody hear me? I need a sign.
Yes. On my own sign. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Chicago.
Yes.
So,
yes,
if that's sentence says something in you, confusion or anger or recognition, then this space is for you. This space is for you, definitely. If it has stirred up something in you, then this space is for you. Not everyone under the Nigerian flag shares this same memory that we are talking about here, because we have double memory. Yes, Toti, let me send the co-host to you again, my brother. I don't know what happened to the space, but that notwithstanding, we must continue. You see, so if your mother tied 2 wrapper, as I said, I'm not talking about fashion. I'm not talking about culture in that celebratory mood. Oh, this is who. No. It is about survival. I'm talking about survival. Because that 1 wrapper could not protect the body. So they had to tie 2. There was a lot of starvation. 1 wrapper could not protect a body that have not eaten for months. Because that hunger was constant. You see, it was constant. So if that sentence has stirred up something in you, if it has stirred up confusion and you want to think deeper, if it has stirred up anger, if it has stirred up recognition in you, then this space is for you. Also use this opportunity to call those that are asking or troubled or confused. Where am I from? Am I a Biafran or am I a Nigerian? Because if your mother ties 2 wrappers, you are a Biafran, not a Nigerian. Don't let anybody deceive you. So it's not that we are going to focus on wrapper. No. We're not going to focus on wrapper. It is much deeper than the surface wrapper that we have seen. Hunger made them to tie 2 wrappers. And you need to ask yourself, do you want that to repeat again? Do you want that tragedy to repeat again? That is the question each and every one of us should ask. When was the last time you heard a Nigerian government acknowledge a Biafra genocide? When did you hear it? When did they teach it in school? When did they compensate the survivors? It never happened. But we could see it in our mothers tying 2 wrappers. Something made them to tie 2 wrappers. Hunger. Hunger made them to tie 2 wrappers. So we as Biafrans, we have double memory. Double. Because I want to let us know that not everyone that is under Biafra flag shares the same memory. So there are 2 memories here. Memory for Nigerians and memory for Biafrans. And because of that, not everyone shares the same reality. If you don't understand my pain, you will not understand my praise. Yes, when you see me praise God in the church, when you see me sing on top of my voice in the church, it's because you don't understand my pain that has made me to raise my voice, that has made me to lift up my hands, my 2 hands, thrown up in the atmosphere to worship God. Because if you understand my pain, you will understand my praise. So those that are not Biafrans will not understand and will never share the same reality with us. Their own memory will be different from the memories of Biafrans. Because some people remember Nigeria as opportunity. Yes. Some remember Nigeria as a protection. Opportunity in the sense that, oh, let me see if I write JAM exam, if I score good point, what do they call it now, sef? Is it point or mark or whatever they call it? In Nigerian system, if I am a northerner, they will give me admission because the point in the northern state is different from the point in the southern state for you to gain admission. So most people now are moving to the northern state because they've seen opportunity in the northern state to score low in their jams. They are very sure that they will get admission. Some people are also seeing opportunity that if they become Muslim, as they've been preaching to them, life will be very easy for you. We heard it from one of the survivors in Arise TV, that once you become Muslim, everything will be easy, life will be easy, they will build houses for you, they will give you money, you will travel the whole world, blah, 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 and blah. They saw it as opportunity for them. You see? Some remember it as protection. If you look at a businessman in Ikoyi, for example, who is living in a gated estate, fully secured, with policemen posts here and there. When armed robbers come and even try to attempt and attack that estate, what do you think will happen? There will be a swift response immediately from the police. They will respond very fast because this is an elite neighborhood. These are politicians' neighborhood. So they see Nigeria as a protection. If a dispute arises, what do you think they will do? They can afford a senior advocate to navigate the court in their favor. So they see Nigeria. That's the memory they have for Nigeria. You see? The system that protects my life, or the man will tell you, this is the system that protects my life. Oh, this Nigerian fraudulent system protected my property. Oh, this fraudulent Nigerian system has given protection to my contract. So Nigeria works for those who play by the rules. That is the memory of Nigerians. Seeing Nigeria as an opportunity and seeing Nigeria as protection. Some also have a memory of Nigeria as an axis. Totally different from the memory of Biafrans. The political godson in Abuja, through all this kingship, or would I even call it, let me think of loyalty to sitting minister. So he's given that access to get contract. Maybe perhaps to supply textbook to all federal schools, or to supply police uniform, or to supply food and all that. Or to even maintain a stretch of federal highway. So that contract is inflated, and the work is substandard or never done. We've seen a lot of them that go to commission highway. When they just touch the floor, you see cracks everywhere. One governor a few weeks ago, I saw the video that went to commission a project in Zamfara. As soon as he touched the fence, all the blocks collapsed. Those are substandard work that has been done. But will anybody look into that? No, nobody is checking. But payment is secure because he has access. He has access to the minister that will guarantee this payment. So in that person's memory, Nigeria is a cake for him. You just need to know how to get your slice. That is the memory of that person. But for us Biafrans, it is totally different. Our memories, we remember hunger. We remember checkpoint. We remember fear. We remember silence. Because when you look at how we remember hunger, it is not just poverty, but political, politicized deprivation. Let me just call it like that. It recalls the blockade that induced famine of the Civil War, which they used as a weapon of war. Today, it has now translated into economic marginalization. That is our memory, totally different from the memory of those who said he or she is a one Nigerianist. You see, the deliberate neglect of infrastructure like this Enugu Onitsha highway, we've seen how many people were stranded. Kidnappers have taken over the road, Enugu Express Road. We saw the video yesterday. We saw it. They have stifled this region's renowned commercial and industrial spirit. That is our memory. It is the hunger for equity, for a share of the national pie that is perpetually withheld from Biafrans. That is the memory that we are sharing. That is the memory in our brain. You see, it is totally different from the memory that Nigerians have. The memory of checkpoints. Because we know very well that checkpoints are not just symbol of protection, but occupation and extortion from Biafrans, especially this festive period. A young man that is driving, let's say from Owerri to Onitsha, does not see security in the endless army and police checkpoint. He sees, fear and humiliation. That is what he sees in the checkpoint. So there are physical manifestation of a state presence that is extractive, not protective. They don't give you protection. Compared to the memory of a Nigerian that sees protection, see Nigeria as a protection for him or her, living in a secured estate. We Biafrans don't see that way. So it is totally different. It gives us this daily reminder that one's movement and comments are subject to the arbitrary power of uniformed agents. And we often see them as occupying force. That is the memory that we have. We have the memory of fear. Fear of speaking one's mind too openly. Just like in the case of Onyendu, you speak the truth, they jail you for speaking the truth. That is the memory we have as Biafrans. Fear of being labeled a terrorist for speaking the truth. Fear of military raid. Fear of ghost house detention. Fear of them killing you and selling your body parts. Right from Tiger Base, Obis and the rest of them. That is the fear. And this fear enforces silence in us. This fear enforces the silence. A political and social silence born not from peace, but from traumatic understanding that loud dissent can bring devastating collective punishment, as history has shown in the person of Onyendu and every other Biafran that have been locked up just for speaking the truth, and our prime minister in Finland that has been locked up just for speaking the truth. That is the memory we have as Biafrans. They have silenced us. The silence of the history, the abandoned property, that was never officially reconciled. They have silenced us. It is the silence of a grievance that is met with dismissal. It is the social silence that descends after the military operation in a community. They silence us completely. So when your identity is built on survival rather than belonging, it changes how you see the world. It changes what loyalty means in reality. Not even loyalty, should I even truth. It also changed what truth looks like. This is why Biafra is not just a political idea. It is a memory structure. A refusal, to pretend that what happened did not happen. We can never forget. Please, if you are just joining the space, kindly share the space. It is free to share the space. We are not collecting a gemma or a J to share the space. So Nigeria now asks us to move on without ever telling the truth. But that memory does not move on. Memory waits. That was the reason I played that audio from that our brother. Being that we are silent does not mean that we don't know what is happening. But Biafrans, I want our silence to speak with a J and a Gemma. Because it is repeating again. What happened in 1966 to 1970 and it is still happening now will continue to happen. The whole Biafra land is silent. And for you to know what is happening, you have seen what the Nigerian terrorist government is doing right now. They have rebranded terrorists, giving them what they call a uniform as police and army uniform, and they rebrand them with forest guard. Because they know right now that US is mounting their satellite in the forest looking for a terrorist. So now they feel they will not tell US, oh, what you've seen in the forest are not terrorists, they are forest guard. Meanwhile, those are the terrorists. And if anybody from the United States is listening to us right now, they should know that that is another strategy that the Nigerian terrorist government is doing, headed by Ribadu. Ribadu is the National Security Advisor to Tinubu. He is the National Security Advisor to Matawela. He is the National Security Advisor to Shetima. All of them clustered together under the Department of Defense. They have sidelined Musa. So they have rebranded terrorists. That is the thing that they did to the VIPs that were attached to police that were attached to their VIPs. Yesterday we saw how all of them, instead of removing them from them, they now took up the uniform as what? Guard, forest guard, to keep on being attached and escorting those VIPs. They have rebranded terrorists with forest guard. The earlier the world listened to us, the better. Forest guard are Mietiala that openly confess they were the ones that attacked people in Kwara State, in church, in schools, in marketplaces. And Ribadu has come out openly to say, yes, these people are known to the government. They are the forest guard. How can you make terrorists to be a forest guard? That is the new way now. That is what is happening in Nigeria. Rebranding. When you catch them in one side, they rebrand and give a different name, but the same objective. These are the people that are stationed in Enugu Forest, more than 20 camps. This is what Peter Mba, the illegitimate governor of Enugu State, is doing. Showcasing them, doing video, telling you how they are flexing their muscle, exercising to go and take over your forest. These are Meetiala, these are terrorists that Mba has given uniform and weapons to have their camp in the forest to kill our people. Now tell me, if they were genuine forest guard, the kidnapping that is happening in Enugu, why didn't they come out to attack the terrorists or the kidnappers? That shows you that they themselves are the ones coming out to kidnap people into that same forest, kill them and cut their body parts and sell, and still make returns to Mba. That same return will reach Ribadu, it will reach Matawela, it will reach Setima. That is the trending news now. And before I go to what now replaced that bomb, we are still talking about our history as Biafrans. Something has replaced the bombs, because after the war, we were told that the war was over. But we really have to be honest with ourselves. What actually changed after the war? What actually changed? You see, let me send it to you again. I don't know what happened that they brought down the space. I have resent it to you. So what actually changed? Were the lands rebuilt? The answer is no. Were the people compensated? They gave us only 20 pounds. That was the only compensation they gave to us after killing us. Was there truth? Was there justice? The answer is no. So what replaced open war was control neglect. That is what replaced the war. And what replaced the bomb was extraction. which is still happening till date. And you could see the United States US mission coming out to write rubbish. And my question is, you know what? You came very, very late. Why you came very late is because we Biafran people, we are very, very happy with United States of America, because this America do not put the interest, their own interest first. They think of the lives of Christians that have been massacred in the terrorist country called Nigeria. So for you to come out and ask us, why didn't you tell us that the US has been exporting crude oil to United States? Why didn't you come and say, oh, it is because they have, told you, recall you back to your home country. You're not coming, and the person managing this US mission Nigeria, you came very late. We love United States of America, because immediately they know, they had the information that they have been stealing oil. The person in charge of representing United States have been partnering with Nigeria to extract all this oil from Biafra land, because this oil is coming from Biafra land. Immediately it came to their notice. The United States of America government said, enough is enough, stop it. That was how and why they recalled all of you. Say, come back home. Because you are acting against the policy of the administration right now. You bypass Trump US policy, and you choose to work hand in hand with the corrupt Nigerian politicians. So if you are bringing this message out for us to say, to have problem with Trump, you came very, very late. We understand the game very well. It shows that Americans have conscience, and they started by recalling you back home. Yes. So we are very happy that they did not put their interest first. As soon as they got the right information, they acted on it. And that is what the next, after I finish this one, we are going to go and see how they acted on it by seizing super tanker over alleged crude theft. We are coming to that. We are coming. So they acted very fast. So for you to come out and bring this rubbish message here because you have been recalled back to America, it doesn't move us. This is the only country that have spoken against the genocide in Nigeria. Why didn't you speak? Are they not part of this theft? Why didn't you of this theft? Why didn't France and China speak? Are they not part of this theft? Why are you mentioning that? Why are you only saying that is starting this oil from Nigeria? What is 257 billion US dollars? That is more all African crude oil export to United States. You are a liar. You know UK is the main oil in Biafra land. This oil is coming from Biafra. Donald administration. You acted very, and you seized their tanker that they used to extract this oil. We salute you. So anybody in this US mission Nigeria, you came very late. We've gone beyond propaganda. It doesn't shake us. We are still with United States. They have conscience. When Boris Johnson came, what did he still say that they are getting oil in exchange of whiskey, in exchange to whiskey? What does that tell you? So why are you now portraying, mentioning only US and forgetting to mention? You're not doing it intentionally. Being called back home. Yes, that account is a fraud. That handler is a fraud. Yes, that is what is playing out. That is psychological warfare that you are bringing. Everybody now will attack a US and say, you see, you have been stealing. Why didn't you bring it out before they call you back to your country yesterday? Anyway, let me leave you. So that yeah. So what replaced that open war was just a control neglect that is happening till then. So that same that was starved because that one that was starved became the region where resources were taken to fund a country that never healed them, and that country is Nigeria. It's because this thing just made me remember this, what this US mission is doing. That resources is from Biafra land. Development left to Biafra land because people like oil, the same oil that made UK to kill us, they are still extracting. They now have tentacles. This is the reason women will never be a gold in Biafra land until we leave Nigeria completely. If you ask yourself, why does the Southeast produce oil but has no functional refineries? It is very clear. It is very, very clear. They don't want us to grow. It is the plan of Lord Lugard that followed the template of man and follow. Let the South feed both. That the South has massive resources. Let them feed the North. You see? So that was just an introduction so that when I now, connect what is happening to the two rappers that we tie, as I said, don't carry in mind that we are coming to talk about two rappers. No. Two rappers is our identity. For Biafrans to wake up and ask themselves questions. Those that say, oh, I don't know where I come from. Ask your mother. Even if you don't ask your mother, look at how she did every day. No matter where you are in Nigeria, our dressing code is unique. I just told you that the two rappers that they tied was because one could the body because of hunger. They had to make it two rappers so that their body could be covered. Hunger was too much. And the question you should ask yourself now is, do you want us to keep on suffering in slavery when you have your and a gemma? We should use and gain our freedom. So I don't know if anybody have anything to say in this introductory part. My two co-hosts, if you have anything to say before we go to the next section. The next section will be on the skipper super tanker. So we are going to dissect Nigeria's criminal on that tanker that seized, because there is water under the oil. And if we don't wake up, God have mercy on us, Biafrans. So my co-host, now please greet the house since internet kick us out before we now go to the event of the day. Thank you so much. Toti, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Thank you very much. Although the went down, we have been attacked from our enemies. It's a very good thing. At least the attacks are welcoming because we are doing something productive that is hidden. How that is why they are coming on us with all these attacks. So it's welcoming. We should keep coming, but never silence us from speaking the truth and nothing but the truth. I want to salute our internal leader and also our supreme leader and our prime minister and also our acting prime minister and all the cabinet members of Biafra Republic and also salute Biafra that have been standing strong in that doesn't go up. I say thank you to every one of you here on the space that have taken out this today. I say thank you and please, if you have shared the space, because of a time frame and be able to start mentioning everyone's name on the space. But as time goes on, there's still time for us here on the space, one after the other will be done. But for now, generally, welcome you all space. And the topic that we have here is, if your mother ties two rappers, you are a Biafran, not Nigeria. It takes me back pogrom. When the massacre of about 10 to 20,000 Biafrans were massacred in the northern region before the civil war. I want every one of us, although, when you go on Wikipedia or maybe when you go on Google to make research of all these things, they have distorted so many history. So you might go and start finding some kind of history that they have distorted, trying to, most of you in the so-called South region, Niger Delta region, before 1966, who were you? Who were you people? This South, the question some of you needs to be asking, when was this so-called 6 geopolitical zones created in Nigeria? This is geopolitical zone was created in 1993. Before 1993, where were you? Are you in the eastern part of the so-called Nigeria, or you are in the so-called Niger Delta or South Zone? So these are the questions you need to, keep asking yourself, and not allow these people to keep deceiving every one of you. And if you can even go through our clothing, just like the topic said, if your mother ties two wrappers, that you're Biafra, not in Nigeria. Even when you come to our food, you will see, and when you come to our cultural heritage, all are similar. So anybody coming out here to tell you that you're not a Biafran, that you're Nigeria, that you're in South South, or maybe you're in Niger, that person is only deceiving you. Those are the tactics of divide and rule. And the only reason why they are doing all these things is making sure that they keep separating us from one another, is for them to continue to divide us and rule us by making our resources and also using that resources to come back to fight us, to enslave us, at the end of the day, to Islamize us. And when this Islamization takes over every land of Biafra, is either you convert or you pay with your life. So that is why we, the Biafran people, and most especially the Biafran Republic government in exile, are coming out every day on Space and other social media platforms to educate our people that now is the time for every one of us to come together as brothers and sisters, come together and bring our resources together and find a way to push back this Islamic jihadist extremists that have come all the way from Puttajalon to Islamize us, take over our land, rape our women and children, and at the end of the day, kill every one of us. So please, brothers and sisters, now is the time for every one of us to come together as one people to fight this just cause and liberate ourselves from slavery that the Nigerian terrorist government is trying to put us through. And as time goes on with the space, we are going to contribute more in saying how we are going to educate one another. And also, we need people that are historically inclined to come up to the mic and educate us more about the topic that we have here today. So it's not about you sitting on the listening section there to be listening to every one of us. We need people that are historically inclined about this particular topic, because it's very, very important that you come, you request for the mic and educate Biafrans, not only we, but also educate Biafrans for they are and what they stand for, so they can be able to rise up now and start doing the needful in making sure they did not lose their land to the Fulani Islamic jihadist extremists at the end of the day. So I would like to use my mic here as we proceed more into the topic of the day. So thank you very much to us. I yield my mic to my co-host, Isim McTony. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Tutos, for bringing up the space again. Thank you very much, Toti. That was a very good submission. I will not have time to go through the names again, but I want to say welcome, everyone. Thank you for coming back, even with all the attacks. We still stick strong together, and that is what we all know, that the caliphate don't want to happen. They don't want us to stick together, and that's how they brought all of those divide and conquer, divide and rule stuff, you know. But thank God that we're getting wiser now. We're getting to know who we are, who we were before now, and like my co-host said, in the course of it, we'll get to know more, we'll contribute more. And please, if you just like my co-host said again, if you know more about what we're talking about, please don't stay at the listening section. Come up, educate us. We want to learn more from you, please. So let's make this space interactive. Let's learn from one another. Once more, I want to say welcome, everyone. We really appreciate you, because without you, we can't host this space. Without you, there will be no space. So thank you very much for coming. Please, let's make it very, very educative as well. Thank you very much. I drop it here for my host.
Thank you, my brilliant co-host. Remember the last time two of you were the co-host? Hey, it was so organized. I see, like play. You've met again today. Guinea. Hey, we have high expectation from you guys this night. Thank you so much. Yeah, we can see Madam P has joined.
Sorry,
Hey,
before you before you check check your back channel, please. Check your back channel.
All right. Madam Ki Ekomdo, eh, Nubian Shelley Ekomdo. God bless you. Thank you for the space. All right. No. Yeah. Thank you so much. Error. It was an error. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Biafrans, please, if you are just joining, kindly share the space. So, Biafrans, let's just, go back and look at the news we saw a few days ago, on the 12th of December to be precise, how the US seized Nigerian-owned super tanker over alleged crude theft. You may wonder, say, what is the connection with this topic and Biafra? It is a Nigerian case. The connection there is for us to understand that it is our oil. Oh. It is our oil. And Nigeria is the one behind this. If we don't wake up and fund our freedom, these people will finish draining everything. This one was caught because it was coming from Iran. You just heard the news from US Mission telling you the amount of barrels of oil that they've been pumping out from Biafra. That is our oil. So how long will we continue to allow them to take our properties, our mineral resources? How long will we allow the Western countries to steal our resources, to extract our resources? On December 10th, because it happened on December 10th, I think the news carried it on December 12th, but precisely December 10th, the United States Coast Guard and the Navy seized a vessel, and that vessel is what they call the skipper. That is the name they gave to it. And then this skipper, from my research, is a very large crude oil carrier with IMO number 9304667. So it was Donald Trump, the president of the United States of America, that announced this seizure by himself. He did not send any other person to announce it. He said, no, that this theft is too much. Let me announce it. You see, he made the announcement by himself. So it wasn't a small fishing boat. No, it was a super tanker and 20-year-old vessel capable of carrying, look at the amount of oil, 2 million barrels of crude oil. Now, let's go back and look at the news from, I hope I still have it, from the US, what do they call them? US mission. It says that did you know that Nigeria was the leading African exporter of crude oil to the United States between January and August 2025, shipping of 33.23 million barrels, worth 2.57 billion US dollars. And then he now said that's more than half of all African crude oil exported. That is what is coming from Biafra land. Now, this ship, it's so big that it can carry over 2 million barrels of crude oil. Now, where is these 2 barrels of crude oil coming from? We are going to see that it's coming from China later. So compare 2 million barrels to what has been extracted from Biafra land between January this year and August this year. 33.23 million barrels of oil has been extracted from Biafra land. Are you sure we will steal again? when we get our freedom? Is a very big question mark. So now let's look at where Nigeria comes in here. The vessel is owned and managed by the company called Tomorrow's Global Ventures Limited. People follow me, oh, follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me. Tomorrow's Global Ventures Limited. Nigeria is a scam, and the earlier we dismantle Nigeria, the better for all of us. And this company is supposed to base in Lagos, Nigeria, at 111 Jakpa Road, Efuru. It's supposed to base there. But when investigators checked Nigeria's Corporate Affairs Commission, you know, if you have any business in Nigeria, you must register with a Corporate Affairs. When they checked, they discovered something very, very revealing. They discovered that the company is inactive. This registered company is inactive. Oh, I want to talk again. I don't know if you are hearing me. The person that owns this vessel is Tomorrow's Global Ventures Limited in Lagos State. Now, when this vessel was seized, they tracked it and saw that this company is located in Nigeria, Lagos to be precise. But when they carried out the investigation, they found out that Corporate Affairs, no, they have to first of all track, is it a registered company or it is illegal, it has not been registered. All this verification has to be done. Now, Corporate Affairs Commission now discovered that this company that is yes, it is registered with them, but it shows it is inactive. Who changed it? Who changed the status? Question mark again. Just like who altered the tax reform bill? Who altered the setting of company to make it inactive? So it means that this company is not struggling, is not under investigation. It is designated as being inactive, you know. But then this inactive company was managing a super tanker worth hundreds of millions of dollars. You see, moving oil across international waters. But in the system of Nigeria, it shows it is inactive. Who changed the status of this company? Nobody is answering it. Now, I don't know if most of you have seen it. Where I'm getting it wrong, you can, come in when you pick the mic. I just want to now break down the criminal sophistication here because it is very, very important for us to understand what played out and what really made Donald Trump administration to see this tanker. They use fake registration. You know, the ship official owner on paper is listed as Triton Navigation Corp, based in the Marshall Islands. You see? But here is the thing that we have to understand. This Triton Navigation has been on U.S. Treasury Department sanction since November 2022. It has been on that list since November 2022. Why was it on the list? Because it had a ties to Hezbollah and Iran Islamic Revolution Guard Corps. Do you now connect with the program we had a few days ago with Iran and Nigeria? That same Iran Hope took to Biafra land. That same Iran that renewed their agreement with Nigerian terrorist government in technology, in military aid and all that. Aha! Let us connect the dots. So they use fake registration that ties to those funding Hezbollah. You know, the United States of America they don't just wake up and raise alarm for nothing. They take their time, just like what is happening in terrorist country called Nigeria. They take their time to investigate. So when Nigeria, blah, 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 there is no genocide, blah, 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 you want to punish, they told you, chere. We are still carrying out investigation. When we are done cooking the food, we will tell you this is who you are. So they've been studying and now realize that this Triton Navigation Corps was on the list, U.S. Treasury Department sanction list since November 2022. And it has been doing business with Nigeria and Iran. Now, they use illegal flag. You know, when I saw this thing, I said, there is no other country that will give them this, how will I call this idea? Manipulative idea, fraudulent idea. The only country that can give them, who have graduated with certificates is Nigeria. They now told these people, as you will be carrying this oil, use illegal flag. And this illegal flag they used was Guyana's flag from Southern America. You see? So at that time of seizure, the ship was flying the Guyana's flag. And guess what? Ghana Maritime Administration came out immediately and said, this vessel is not our own national ship registry. It's not there. It's not on our own national ship registry. It was using our flag without authorization. Count us out. We are not part of it. Because Guyana is Southern America. We are not part of this theft. Count us out. Count us out of this flag hopping. We are not part of it. This theft, we don't have signature to it. You see? And now, they also operated ghost operations. This is where it is playing out. Hey, Nigerian Maritime Administration, the agency that is supposed to regulate maritime activities. So those one now came out and claimed that they had no idea about Tomaros, whatever the name is, that they have no idea. They said the company was never registered with them as a shipping company. Are you for real? So when I read that place, I'm like, so a Nigerian company manages a super, but the Nigerian Maritime Regulator does not know about it. How is that possible? And a business has been operating very, very active, but the Corporate Affairs Commission is just inactive. Who changed the status? So they have this special movement pattern, which was deeply revealed. So they had to trace the ship movement. That is what I want to do. How did they trace this ship movement? They traced it because this tracing now will tell us the real story. The real story. Between August 2024 and January 2025, this skipper was repeatedly sighted around the island in Iran. And that place is the Iran main oil export terminal. Between August 2024 to January 2025, the skipper was spotted there. They sighted it there. And then from that January 29 to March 2025, that ship moved to Singapore. Follow me with the train, follow me. And then from March to July 2025, it shuttles between the island, Iran island, Sri Lanka, and Hong Kong. You know, it is not going straight because it is carrying weapons. That is the thing I want us to get it here. It is carrying weapons and hard drugs, not only oil. You see? Now, as it was being moved, it was tracked by trackers.com. They documented that the skipper now carried 1.8 million barrels of oil from Iran to China in that February 2025. And 1.9 million barrels from Iran to China again in July 2025. So it took oil. You may say that Iran and China are together, but later you will see why they were concealing all this, for us to understand the impact. So that when anybody comes and tell you US is giving aid to Nigeria, tell the person you are lying. Any country under CPC have no diplomatic ties with the United States of America. They don't have it. They will never have. The ties has been cut off. I am coming. So they took oil from Iran to China in February. They took oil again from that same Iran to China in July 2025. So, and they continued this operation between Iran and Hong Kong. Now, in August to November 2025, the vessel transported crude oil to China from Jose Terminal, that is Venezuela. I hope you people have been reading the news between US and Venezuela. What has been happening? We don't need to go there. Now, the last confirmed sighting was now in November 14, 2025 at that Jose Terminal in Venezuela before United States intercepted it. Okay? I don't want to go into question now when we finish so that what is in my brain will not disappear. Now, let us look at now the digital manipulation. How did they hide this thing? Then we will come to the question. So here is where the criminality becomes even more sophisticated. They use AIS spoofing. Nigeria counterparts are criminals. They use what is called AIS spoofing. Spoofing, SPOOFING. Please, you can also check online the meaning of that in case I make a mistake. AIS spoofing means automatic identification system manipulation. You can add the M. You know, so ships, if you are carrying anything, those of us that have worked in shipping company, you can help us explain further. So ships are required by international law to broadcast their location. Listen, they must know your location. But the skipper was broadcasting false location. Are you following what I'm saying? They were giving false location because they use AIS spoofing. They're supposed to tell you, oh, this is my name of the ship, this is where I am going, this is how fast I am moving. You understand? Because this honesty is very important. It will allow other ships, that Coast Guard or port authorities to see everyone on the map to avoid crashes and stay safe. But these people had to conceal it moving. So they had to fake their fake their identity. I don't know if I'm making sense. Sir. Are you hearing me?
Yes, you are. Go ahead then, Tutos. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. So AIS spoofing is when a ship lies on its social media profile using special technology. So it can send out fake information. You see? It can send out fake information. So according to Kepler is a maritime intelligence firm. In 2024 alone, the skipper recorded three major AIS spoofing episode in Egypt, Iran, and Mediterranean Sea, Ghana and Nigeria. You see, Nigeria is coming in. Ghana is coming in now. So they use this to extract oil illegally and conceal their location, conceal the name, conceal everything. Dimitris, also, who is a senior risk and compliance manager at Kelpa, he told ABC News that falsified positions were broadcast, particularly through AIS spoofing. The skipper now engaged in activities, I'm quoting him, entirely in with a declared work, including sanction loadings in Iran and Venezuela. Do you understand why Iran is coming in and using this AIG, what is it called? Spoofing? Do you now understand? So what are they doing now? This spoofing now allow them to control and take all from sanctioned areas. Iran has been sanctioned. Iran is on the same page like Nigeria. So what they did, they concealed themselves, went and stole all from those sanctioned areas and then sold it to China. That was how US intercepted it. And this same AIS has been used to take oil from Nigeria, pass through Ghana, pass through Mediterranean Sea, pass through Egypt, pass through Iran, and they sell it to their customers. So in November, ship transponder said it was near Guyana. In November, this ship was near Guyana. Remember I told you how they use Guyana? But satellite imagery from multiple independent sources confirmed it was actually 550 miles away from Venezuela. Are you seeing how it is working? That AID now doesn't allow, they say it was near Guyana, but in the real, it was far from Venezuela, loading oil at Jos terminal. Are you? So this is a vessel that is intentionally engineered to operate outside transparency, using this digital manipulation to mask sanctioned crude oil flows. So wherever there is sanction, they use it to mask themselves, and you will never know what is happening. So US authorities are now investigating to know what's happened. Now, beyond the oil theft, you know, Tinubu is a drug lord, and Tinubu is a husband to Macron. When they say, oh, they are importing drugs, they have seized this number of drugs, quantity of drugs, it is a lie, because Tinubu is a signatory to what is happening. This is how drugs get into Nigeria. I saw him in a news saying that they'll begin to do drug tests on Nigerian citizens. I'm like, let them start from Tinubu. Let them start the drug test from Tinubu. Why would he make it compulsory for a citizen when he's the supplier? He's the drug lord. So beyond this all theft, US authorities are now investigating large consignment of hard drugs illegally being transported. This work, these same people are the ones funding terrorism. And the only way we will come out of this is for us to fund our freedom and leave this yeye country. That is the only solution. They are also investigating connection to an international money laundering because all these go together. Money laundering network backed by Iranian and Islamic financiers. That is how they ship money, and also linked to Hezbollah and Iran Revolutionary Guard and Boko Haram, all of them. So if you connect this back to Nigeria specific, remember, in 2023 and 2024, Nigeria lost 13.5 million barrels of oil, worth 3 billion to theft and pipeline sabotage. That is what I read from Nigerian Extraction Industries Transparency Initiative. I read it from there, where Dr. O exclaimed, said that they lost revenue. The lost revenue could have funded the entire federal health budget for a year. I told him, you are lying. It has never funded, it will never. Because you are also a partaker of this theft. You are there. So when this news broke out about this skipper station, Nigerians officially, bam, they went into classic mode. You know, this Nigerian Maritime Administration now said, oh, the vessel is not Nigerian flag. Did you see what is happening now? They intentionally put Guyana's flag. Are you following what is happening? He jumped out and said it is not Nigerian's flag. Temaros is not registered with us. Are you seeing the... It's not registered with us. We last saw the ship in Nigerian waters in July 2024. That's after that is that. It is no more our problem. And now Olaiyan, we president of the Center for Maritime Survival Nigeria, he said if the vessel emanated from Nigeria, that it suggests our port state control is practically non-existent. Of course, it is porous, and you know it. It is porous because that is the only way they bring in drugs. That is the only way they steal our oil, as UN mission have rightly displayed today. They steal our oil. That is the only way they bring in weapons to kill Biafrans. That is the only way they do money laundering, stealing money from Biafra land, stealing money from Nigeria. Of course, the money is coming from Biafra land. All the money that they paid during kidnapping, everything, that is their route. So Nigerians, maritime and oil industry leaders are saying they had no idea that this vessel existed under Nigerian management. What a lie. A super tanker does not move without clearance. Those of you that are working in shipping company, you know that. It doesn't move without protection. It doesn't move without documentation. It doesn't move without powerful people benefiting from it, especially all the network that I've just explained. So this is not all theft against Nigerian state. This is all theft by the Nigerian system. This system that we Biafrans will never be part of it. The system that allows super tanker to move stolen international waters has labeled us peaceful Biafrans as criminals. But they are the ones that are criminals. You see? The same system that failed to arrest all thieves at home haunts people who speak about memory. Who are those people that are still crying about the memory? I started started the space with this, that we have a different memory from those that claim to be Nigerians. Those who steal billions are protected. Those who remember are punishment. We saw L1FE, who went on television and exposed that the Nigerian government, through the Office of National Security Advisor, is paying bandits, not arresting them. We saw the children that they have released. They have bankrolled their account. Go and buy more weapons. Go and kill them. Why are we Biafrans not funding our freedom? They have given them money. I've told you they have rebranded Meyeti and called them forest guard. Those are the guards that are inside our forest. What are they doing in our forest? This guard, whatever they call them, cannot take our BDA 5 minutes to decimate all of them. But our BDF needs a J and a Gemma. They are all small boys. They are. Rufai said officials withdraw huge sum of money from the state treasury and hand them directly to terrorists. Who was he accusing? This same national security advisor. He denied, he accused Ribadu. Even though he now jumped on and said, oh, it is not, we don't pay them, we don't pay the terrorists. Now it is clear, he has come out to tell us that, yes, so the forest guard, the Mietiala, they are known to the Nigerian government. And they've given them uniform to operate freely in our forest. My people, those people are waiting for the last order. They are just waiting for the last order, the last command. And somebody is going to give this command, go after them. Where do you think the money is coming from? Where do you think the money is coming from? The money is coming from Biafra land. These bandits are not running a charity organization. They are running business. And business is good because the Nigerian government is their biggest customer. L1FE said, you cannot kiss bandits, expect them to stop terrorizing people. But that's exactly what is happening. They are kissing the bandits. The same government that claims to fight terrorism is funding them. How? And who suffers the most? The common people. Biafrans are the ones suffering most. You've seen how they've come out to garnish the tax reform fraud, to paint it white when it is black. Farmers cannot go to their farms in Benue State. Farmers cannot go to their farms in Biafra land to cultivate. Villagers are massacred in their sleep in Enugu. Terrorists have taken over the highways. You see? They want us to cancel Christmas. That is the aim and the desire of the terrorists in our land. So, I don't know. I just want us to connect, and then when we pick the mic, we let Biafrans to know this is what is happening in the terrorist country that you are, except you found your freedom. These people will not stop. They will never stop. If you look at what is happening now, a super tanker that is a sniper does not exist in a vacuum. It does not survive on Nigerian corruption alone. For stolen oil to move, 4 things must happen. It must be loaded. It must be transported. It must be insured. There must be insurance. Who is benefiting? Who owns the insurance company? And it has to be refined. So Nigeria cannot do all of that by itself. It is not possible. So when we talk about all theft at this scale, we are not talking about only local crime. We are talking about global cooperation. And all these global corporations are now working with Nigeria against Biafrans. That is the point I'm making here. They are working against our existence as Biafrans. If you start with Iran, Iran fully understands sanctions evasion better than any other country because they have been faced on. They know. They know very well. They know how to use this AIS manipulation very well. So when Nigerian oil disappears into that shipping network, the technique will look familiar for a reason. And then China is there as the world's largest energy buyer. The same China that is paying terrorists $3,000 every week in Nigeria to mine our resources, extract it at free will. Whenever they tell you terrorists kidnap Chinese people, it is a lie. Because terrorists cannot kidnap those that are paying them. It's just to make it balance. They can never kidnap any Chinese person. It is a lie. China will keep on asking, ask volume and price a question. Once you bring down the price, China is there to buy for you. So when stolen oil enters global market quietly, China's refineries don't ask, where is the hunger coming from? And the hunger is from Biafra land. They ask whether the supply is steady, the steady flow. Can we stop them from extracting our oil? The answer is yes. So what are we waiting for? And then if you look at France, because I want the US mission to know the game they are playing, concealing all these countries that are benefiting from the oil and pointing out US. We can never fight United States of America, the only voice that is speaking against the genocide of Christians. French interests are deeply embedded in West Africa energy. They are embedded in security. Even this maritime insurance ecosystem, France is involved. France speaks the language of stability while benefiting from disorder that keeps extracting cheap and accountability distant. They are benefiting from us. And then overall, who gave them the template? The UK. UK gave them the template. UK helped design this terrorist country called Nigeria. You know, giving them all support, giving them whiskey to drink every time while they are taking our oil. It is very, very easy for us to stop this extraction of oil if we come together and fund our freedom. London is the center of money. They pack the money and go there and deposit. So when the skipper sells, that is where it is really carrying. Nigeria suffering at the bottom of it. It now put the global profit in the middle and then the diplomat at the top of it. So if Iran is sanctioned, China refines, Europe ensures, and Britain now legitimize it. Where exactly is Nigerian sovereignty in this equation? And what should Biafrans do? You see, what should Biafrans do? So if oil is being stolen by super tankers like this skipper, and the ransom money is flowing to terrorists from government, whose security is Biafrans, Nigeria actually protecting? So I will yield my mic here for, anybody that wants to dig deeper before we go to the next segment, which we are going to focus on what we are supposed to do as Biafrans if your mother tie two rappers. We will now go into that topic fully, because I wanted us to understand that if we don't rise up, our oil is gone. If we don't rise up, the money that they are stealing, the resources that they've taken away from our oil, from our land. Okay. Let me stop there. Let me pass the mic to my co-host, then they know what to do. And there will be our friends.
Yeah, thank you, Tutos. Am I coming out, Tutos?
Yes, please.
Tutos, you are really you don't hit everywhere. If I try to go this way, you will come there. If I come to go this way, now you just you have said a lot. When you were giving the narrative regarding what is happening in Nigeria concerning the crude oil in Nigeria, and when you were making those statements and making those points, making my research, and then everything that you said here are pure truth and nothing but the truth. But before I go forward, let me read something for our people, because you were saying something about the AI spoofing. And I want to the meaning of this AI spoofing refers to the deliberate manipulation automatic identification system, which is the AIS, to receive maritime monitoring systems, vessels, or authorities by broadcasting false information about a vessel's identity. Let me stop there. Now, when you connect all the dots from what tutors have explained here, you will now understand what we as Biafrans are fighting against. And most especially for those of our brothers in the so-called Niger Delta. Now you can be able to see how the oil that you are claiming belongs to you is being siphoned. And in return, what are they using these resources at the end of the day to do? Is to fight against you. Because the agenda was purely stated during the time of Usman Danfodio, total Islamization of Nigeria. And that is why today the president or the so-called presidency of Nigeria today can be able to come out and tell its citizens, after selling from January to December, they will tell you that they have no money in the treasury. This is where all the money and all the oil that they are selling, this is the way they are being diverted. And in return, when they divert all these resources to Iran and other nations that have been mentioned by tutors here, they now bring in weapons. They now bring in enough weapons to arm their foot soldiers for their Islamization agenda. And imagine where a vessel is taking out millions of barrels of oil out of that country on daily basis. Now, check the weight of their Islamization agenda. The weapons, those crude oils, in return, the money can be able to arm these their foot soldiers. Because today, some of us, although I don't want to, but I just need to say this, because of today, some of us, when we give 1 ejema, 2 ejema, 100 ejema, we think that maybe we have given so much. And whenever you listen to gossip, you will start asking, what of the money that we have been contributing? Can you now compare that 100 ejema or 200 ejema that you are giving to millions and millions and millions of barrels of oil that is being shipped out from Nigeria for the purpose of the conquest of Nigeria, to Islamize Nigeria, to Islamize you? And that brings in, whenever our acting prime minister comes out sometimes to say, donate, donate. Some people will say everything our acting prime minister knows to, everything, the only thing he knows is donate, donate. Yes, because we need that money, but what we are fighting against is very gigantic. Supreme leader have educated us about this particular agenda so much that the Fulani, they have mapped billions of dollars to fight us. With that billions of dollars they mapped out, where is that billions of dollars coming from? They are coming out from this so-called crude oil that some of our brothers in the coastal region, the Niger Deltas, are claiming belongs to them. But at the end of the day, those crude oil are being siphoned to turn around to come and Islamize them at the end of the day. And that is the reason why every one of them in that region needs to wake up now. Because they are arming their foot soldiers with your own resources. Imagine in the international market, let's say 1 million barrels of oil. Do you know how much 1 million barrels of oil can generate? Do you know how that amount of money can be able to bring in development in the so-called Niger Delta region? But at the end of the day, this money is being pocketed by few individuals that have a different agenda from what some of you out there have in your mind. That is why our supreme leader said, if you don't end Nigeria, Nigeria will end you. It's a good thing that all these reports are coming out now for every one of us to be saying it. You can go and make your research. What Two Tales have said here, everything that she has said here today is not fallacies. They are pure truth. Well documented, is out there for you to go and make the research and see what the Nigerian terrorist government are using your so-called resources to do. They create fake shell companies. They divert your funds to fight against you. What we are fighting against is very gigantic. And we, the Biafran people, need to wake up now. Otherwise, we will all be consumed Islamist extremists from Jalon. The earlier every one of us wake up to see what they are using the resources in our land to do, the earlier for every one of us. Because they are busy preparing, conquering, bribing your so-called political elite, your so-called illegitimate governors. That is why they cannot be able to give account of whatever. Now, when the so-called Buhari was Minister of Petroleum, at the end of the day, he said that Nigeria doesn't have money. But they are selling and shipping out crude oils on daily basis from Nigeria. The so-called drug law Tinubu have come in again. The other time they said that they lost about 20-something trillion naira from the national treasury. The money did not come into the national treasury. The money went through back doors, through the siphoning of this oil, through share companies and falsified tankers. But at the end of the day, we prepare a ledger for you. and tell you this year, but at the end of the day, when you tell them, okay, where is the money, they will tell you they did not see the money. At the end of the day, nobody is saying anything. At the end of the day, nobody is challenging their reports. And it's all for the total Islamization of Nigeria. Tinubu is just a boy there. Tinubu
Please,
cannot
can
do
anybody
anything.
still hear Oti?
Can't you hear me, please? Am I still coming out? Tutos, can you still hear me, please? Okay, maybe you drop EC and bring him up again, because I want to use my mic now for him to come up. Biafrans, now is the time for every one of us to wake up. Now is the time for every one of us to wake up. Now you can see where our supreme leader is coming from, that have mapped out 60 billion ejima to fight against our freedom. And this is how they are getting all those money that they are using to bring in machineries into our land to fight against the Biafran Defense Forces, to how they are generating all the money they are using to close the mouth of UN and other international interests in that country. This is how they are generating the money, because they cannot use the money that is accountable. They will only use money that is being gotten from back doors to, to push this their agenda. We need to wake up now. That for every one of us. Let me bring Incy up so you can send him the co-host. Before Incy comes up, Ancestral, are you there? Tutos, can we pass the mic now, or you want to finish?
Yeah. Thank you. No, people will talk, but before you pass the mic, there is an update here. Guess what the update is? Anybody that gets, I'll give the person 5 minutes to talk. Hey, wait, Nigeria will not kill me because of time. Let me not waste our time. Hey, do you know the latest news now? Hey, Nigeria officially banned all the US nationals from entering the country.
They are jokers. They are jokers. Small nyash they take.
Nigeria is